6 years ago, I met my boyfriend, Oscar, and with my mother's help, I began to understand who I really am. 6 years of slow, steady transitioning. 6 years of growing, learning, and becoming the woman I am today. Sometimes, it feels like only yesterday that I was a nervous boy slipping into my mother's work clothes in secret. Other times, it feels like a lifetime ago, like I've lived 2 different lives, and only now stepping fully into the right one. You might think I'm a completely different person, and from the outside looking in, I suppose you'd be right. However, the woman I am now is the person I was always meant to be. So, not much has changed, really. Well, apart from one thing. I fumbled through my bag for the keys, my heart thumping with nervous excitement at the thought of telling Mom. The rush from last night still lingers, buzzing through me. See, on Tuesdays, me and Oscar have our date night. I thought nothing of it at first, but when he took me to the little restaurant on the corner near our work, I wasn't expecting him to be so romantic. It's where we had our first date, and the place hasn't changed at all. Memories of how nervous I was came flooding back. I remember having to constantly ask Oscar for reassurance that I wasn't standing out or making a fool of myself. He was a true gentleman. It was a magical moment in my life. It marked when everything started to change for the better. Yes, there were bad times. Yes, at points I felt alone. But nothing prepared me for last night. Eventually, I find my keys and let myself in. My hands are shaking with excitement. I can't wait to show her. "Mom!" I call out, sliding off my heels and hanging up my purse. "Mom, are you home?" I've come straight from work, still in my pencil skirt and a crisp white blouse. They pinch a little in places, but I've grown to love the way they shape my body. Ordinary clothes to anyone else, but to me, they mean so much more. "Pauline, is that you?" Mom calls back from inside. "I'm in the kitchen." Straightening my skirt, I walk toward the kitchen. I brush hair from my eyes and poke my head inside the doorway. I'm purposefully hiding something from her. "Hey, Mom," I say with the cheekiest of grins. She's standing at the washing machine, giving it a glare before she looks back in delight. "Hey, sweet pea." She grins wide. "What do I owe the pleasure of a visit from my favorite daughter?" I let out a breath and roll my eyes. "Mom, I'm your only daughter." Mom grabs some kitchen towels and wipes her hands before kicking at the washing machine. "Stupid thing's broke again," she complains. "Why haven't I gotten rid of this heap of crap yet?" Mom then looks at me confused, and my cheeks flush. "You're hiding something," she says, stepping towards me. Holding my hands behind my back, I step into the kitchen on my tiptoes with the brightest smile on my face. "Maybe." "What is it, sweetheart?" Mom questions with a wry smile. "Should I sit down? Or can I get coffee for us both?" I nod vigorously as I continue to smile so wide that it hurts. "Let me guess. You're pregnant," Mom jokes, pouring me a cup of coffee from the machine. I frown hard. "Mom, no, I'm not pregnant." "Sorry, that was a mean thing to say," Mom sighs as she pours herself a cup. "It's just, female puberty has been very kind to you. Wouldn't surprise me if you've grown a womb in the process." Mom," I moan. "You know I haven't had bottom surgery yet. Where would the baby even come out from, huh?" Mom turns and hands out my coffee with a beaming smile. But instead of taking it, I clasp my hands behind my back and bounce on the spot. Her smile falters into confusion as she tilts her head, studying me with a bemused look. "Take it," she says, glancing at the coffee before meeting my eyes. My smile stretches wider than I ever thought possible as I keep her gaze. Slowly, I slip my left hand from behind my back and wrap it around the coffee mug. For a moment, Mom doesn't notice. Then, her eyes drop, and she catches sight of the sparkling rock on my finger. Her eyes grow wide in surprise, and her mouth falls open. I watch in delight as the cogs turn in her mind. Is that... She snatches the coffee from my hand and places it back onto the counter. Oh my goodness. Paulene! Oscar finally asked you, she asks, holding my hand tight. I nod and bounce on my tiptoes. Yes! I squeal in excitement. Mom doesn't take her eyes off my engagement ring. She studies it like it's a long-lost artifact. I can't believe it, she gushes, tears welling in her eyes. My daughter is getting married! I know, I giggle, watching as she wipes the tears from her cheeks. Mom, I'm going to be a bride. The words spill out of me with pure glee. Me, Mom. Me. I'm really going to be a bride. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, Mom repeats, throwing her arms around me. I'm so excited for you. I'm thrilled, sweetheart. Oscar is such a lovely boy and he'll make an amazing husband. I begin to tear up. I'm so lucky to have met him. I don't deserve such a wonderful person in my life. Oh, sweetheart, Mom says, letting go of me and leaning against the kitchen counter to catch her breath. I'm so happy for you. Everything's falling into place. I'm absolutely delighted. I look away and smile. Thanks, Mom. I wouldn't be here without you. Are you kidding? She laughs, playfully kicking my backside with the side of her foot. This is all on you, kiddo. I keep my gaze lowered, staring at the floor as my cheeks burn. Mom knows the truth. She's always been my North Star. So, she says, reaching for her coffee to take a sip. When's the big day? We've not agreed on a concrete date yet, I reply, reaching for my coffee. I take it, blow on it, and take a small sip before moving over to the kitchen table to sit down. We want the wedding to be at the end of the summertime, I explain, lowering my coffee onto the table. That way, everyone can wear nice clothes and not have to worry about being too cold. Ooh, yeah, Mom beams, quickly joining me at the table. Have you thought of what kind of dress you want to wear? I've still got mine in the attic somewhere if you want to borrow it. Mom's expression tightens for a moment. I know it's from your father's and my wedding, but it really is a beautiful dress. Mom's words take the wind from my sails. Yeah, Dad, I say, letting out a long sigh. Do you think I should tell him? Mom scrunches her face and looks away in thought. Her silence doesn't give me much confidence. I don't know, sweetheart, she replies honestly. She then gives me a warm, comforting smile. Let's not focus on that man too much, okay? We've got so much planning to do. I force a smile so that Mom doesn't think I'm too disappointed. Then, I remember something from my work at the school that might interest her. It's a good topic off the conversation to move quickly away from my dad. I take a sip of my coffee and hold the cup in my hands for comfort before I say anything more. Oh, and something interesting happened at work too, I say with a bright smile. Yeah? So, remember I said I'd put myself down for the role of student counselor? Yeah? Well, they accepted it, so not only am I now teaching history, I'm now supporting the children too. Oh, that's wonderful. My mom congratulates me by tapping the side of her cup like she's clapping. Have you had anyone come in for advice yet? Kinda, I reply sheepishly. There's this student that I've been asked to talk to. They've been going by the name Jacky, and their mom called the school the other morning to discuss their gender identity. A boy? She asks. Born a boy, I nod. But I think they're actually a girl. I think I can help this student, Mom. Mom doesn't look as excited by my news as I was expecting. Pauline, my mom says in a motherly tone, like I'm a teenager. Just don't overstep your boundaries, yeah? Remember, they are a student, and they aren't your responsibility outside of work. Yes, Mom. I sigh. Do you know if this Jacky has accepting parents? I guess so, I reply. It was the mother that spoke to the principal. And the father? I shake my head, knowing how difficult it's been with my own. I haven't spoke to him in well over 3 years. I'm not sure, I answer, avoiding eye contact. An awkward silence settles between us. Mom sips her coffee, and I follow suit. Despite my father's struggles to accept who I am, I still want him at my wedding. Call me naive, childish, or even foolish, but I've always imagined him walking me down the aisle. Mom, I say, anxiously looking down at my lap. Do you think he'll come? Mom shifts uneasy in her seat, averting her gaze and lets out a long, labored breath. Do you think I should try contacting him again? I ask, before she can say another word. Oh, sweetheart, she sighs, her voice gentle but tinged with sorrow. Do you really want to put yourself through all that again? Is that man truly worth it? I meet my mother's gaze, my eyes beginning to mist. It's my choice, Mom, I say firmly. Mom quickly looks away. Okay, she says, emotionless. Yes, I suppose it is. From the way she's sitting and staring off at the wall, I can tell I've upset her. To this day, I don't really understand what happened between them, and Mom won't even entertain it as a question. My dad is many things, but he's still my father. Mom? I say lightly, wanting to check she's okay. She wipes at her eyes with one finger. Yeah? I lean in, just as I'm about to say sorry for bringing him up. My phone rings, blaring out from my bag hanging up in the hallway. Annoyed at its awful timing, I stand back from the table, tuck hair behind my ears, and apologize for its interruption. Rushing to answer it, I fumble once again with my bag trying to find it. If only my clothes had pockets, that would make life so much easier. Hello? I say, answering the call. Babe, Oscar says in reply. Sorry to call you like this, but you said you wanted me to call when this letter arrived. Well, it's here. Come home quick so we can open it together. Really? I blurt, my heart pounding. Does it look like good news? Babe, Oscar chuckles softly down the phone. It's a sealed envelope. I don't have X-ray vision. Yeah, right, I say, having gone all bashful. I'll head home right now. Okay, sexy, Oscar replies. Don't keep me waiting. The anticipation is killing me. I'm just going to say goodbye to my mom. I'll head straight back. Love you. Love you, babe. My hands tremble again, but it's the kind of shaking that comes back from sheer excitement. I stuff my phone back into my bag and take a deep breath to steady myself. Stepping toward the kitchen, I peek inside. Mom sits quietly at the table, her chin resting on her hand. Mom? I say, grabbing her attention. I freeze as she meets my gaze. Her eyes are glistening with unshed tears, a faint smudge of mascara tracing her cheek. My words stumble over each other as I gesture over my shoulder, signaling that I have to leave. I hate leaving Mom like this, tears glinting in her eyes. But we waited a year for this moment. I need to go home. Sure, sweetheart, Mom says with a forced smile. Are you okay? I ask, knowing it's likely the talk of my father. Mom wipes her eyes, and her smile grows even wider. Yes, sweetheart. She heads over to the washing machine, giving it a sharp kick with her foot. Speak later, okay? She calls over her shoulder, her back still turned to me. Yeah, I say disheartened. I'll speak to you later. Mom just raises a single hand to wave me off. She doesn't even look around. Bye, I say, turning to gather my stuff and put on my heels. Bye, I hear her reply. Opening the door, I stand in the doorway to her home, looking back into the kitchen, wondering what I should do. I lower my head. Bye, Mom, I shout into the house as I slowly close the door. No reply. Thank you so very much for watching and making it all the way to the very end. If you've enjoyed the content, please consider supporting us on Patreon, where members get early access to all our content.